Hello students, welcome to the next class on energy and environment issue. So the subject code is 15ME562 or 17ME562 and this is module 4 we are dealing, and I am Professor Suresh Mane working at Girjabai Sale Institute of Technology, Karwar. So in this module 4, which deals with environmental pollution, like definition, causes, effects and control measures. So we are going to see what are the cause, what are the effects and what are the control measures for air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, marine pollution, noise pollution, thermal pollution and nuclear hazards. Then we will also look at solid waste management, disaster management and role of an individual in prevention of pollution, as well as some 4 case studies we look into the pollution, like Bhopal gas tragedy, Chernobyl gas accident. Okay. So what is pollution? When we speak of pollution, you will get all that dirty water, dirty air, smoke into your, you start visualizing that, all that things which are undesirable. So pollution is the impact of undesirable changes in our surroundings that affect plant, creatures and individuals. So basically it is the undesirable changes in the surroundings. Maybe it can be like emissions from water, emissions in air, okay, which affect plants, creatures and individuals. Pollution is the introduction of contaminants into a natural atmosphere that causes instability, disorder, harm or discomfort to the ecosystem. See, please understand, man is not the proprietor of planet Earth. Man is one of the species which is surviving on this planet Earth. There are so many birds, thousands of animals, marine ecosystem is there. Then you have got a lot of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, virus. Because of this, the entire world is running in proper harmony. But man, for his development, he is trying to bring in a lot of changes, and thus he is changing the surroundings also. Pollution can appear as a chemical substances or energies such as noise, heat and light. Pollution can be in the form of substance. Okay, like water, there is some substance in water, the water pollution, substance in air causes air pollution, or it can be in the form of energy also, where it is not a substance, like noise, there is no substance, heat, there is no substance, light, there is no substance, but there is a pollution. During the last few decades, we have contaminated our air, water and land, on which life itself depends, with a variety of waste products. We all use, I think the average person, I was told, around 0.6 kg of waste we generate per person per day in India. It is less than the global average, but still, because we have got around 138 crore population, it is a huge amount. Pollutants include solid, liquid and gaseous substances present in greater than natural abundance produced due to human activity. So this most of the pollutants, whether solid, liquid or gaseous, okay, they are produced by human activity, which have a detrimental effect on our environment, which have a damaging effect or detrimental effect on our environment. The nature and amount of pollutant determines the severity of detrimental effects on human health. The quantity and quality of the pollutants, that determines the severity of damage it causes on the human health. See, I am sorry to say, it is not only human health, sir. It affects animals also. It affects birds also. Please understand. We are not the only custodians of planet Earth. So, and we are all living in harmony. All this, and to for humans to survive, we require birds, we require animals, everything. So let us not think that it is only damaging human. It is also damaging other biotic beings, be it fungus, microbes, bacteria, marine life, okay, small creatures, birds, animals, all. Even a small concentration of pollutants in air becomes more significant in comparison to the similar levels present in the food. Pollutants that enter water have the ability to spread to distant places, especially in the marine ecosystem. So what happens? Water flows from one place to another place. If there is a pollution, suppose a Dandeli paper mill is releasing some pollutant, so it will come down even to Karwar also, because the water river flows and then joins the ocean. What are the types of pollution? There is air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, marine pollution, thermal pollution, nuclear pollution, light pollution, sound pollution. We will see some of these pollutions. In this discussion, we will look at air pollution only. So air pollution occurs due to the presence of undesirable solid or gaseous particles in the air in quantities that are harmful to human health and the environment. Air may get polluted by natural causes such as volcanoes, which release dust, ash, sulfur and other gases. See, by natural causes also, like volcanoes, eruptions will happen. They also cause a lot of pollution, but they happen once in a way. But our pollution of by emission from industries and vehicle transport, that is the highest. It is happening on a day-to-day basis, day and night basis rather. So let us see the sources of air pollution. Pollutants that are emitted directly from identifiable sources are produced both by natural events like volcanic eruptions and human activities, that is emissions from vehicles and industries. These are called as primary pollutants. There are 5 primary pollutants that together contribute to a large extent to air pollution. These are carbon oxides, that is CO and CO2, nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxides, VOC, volatile organic compounds, that is mostly hydrocarbons, and SPM, that is suspended particulate matter. Okay, the oxides of carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, VOC and SPM. These are the 5 group. Okay, and please understand this 5 group is known. I don't think still there will be many, but these are as of now these are known to us. Pollutants that are produced in the atmosphere when certain chemical reactions take place among the primary pollutants are called secondary pollutants. So what happens? For example, from your bike and car, we are releasing in a diesel car we are releasing SO2, sulfur dioxide, or when you are burning coal, you are releasing sulfur dioxide. But this is a primary pollutant from a car. But when it goes to the atmosphere, it mixes with the clouds, then it falls down in the form of rain as a sulfuric acid. So these are known as secondary pollutants. Okay. Similarly, nitric oxides of nitrogen, they form nitric acid in the atmosphere, and in the rain it comes as a nitric acid. Similarly, oxides of carbon, like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, they mix with water and become carbonic acid. So when they fall, this is known as like acid rain also. So carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless and toxic gas produced when organic materials such as natural gas, coal or wood are incompletely burnt. See, when carbon C burns with oxygen, it releases CO2 when there is a complete combustion. But if there is not complete combustion, then it will release in C plus O, it will become only CO. So this is the incomplete combustion, and thus carbon monoxide is formed. Okay. Vehicular exhaust are the single largest source of carbon monoxide. So vehicle exhaust means your bike, car, everything comes into this. Sulfur oxides are produced when sulfur containing fossil fuels are burnt. I told you, so like diesel fuel as well as your coal contains a lot of sulfur. Nitrogen oxides are found in vehicular exhaust. Nitrogen oxides are significant as they are involved in the production of secondary pollutants such as ozone. See, oxides of nitrogen, please understand, they are formed when due to high temperature combustion in the engines. Okay, and then this nitrogen that reacts and forms ozone at ground level, and at ground level ozone is a pollutant. Okay, and this becomes a secondary pollutant now. Now hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons means your petrol, diesel, all these are hydrocarbons only. Hydrocarbons are a group of compounds consisting of carbon and hydrogen atoms. They either evaporate from fuel supplies or are remnants of fuel that do not burn completely. So what happens, especially when you put petrol in your tank or diesel in a tank, now there is some amount of escape due to evaporation. Okay, so this evaporation from your carburetor, from your engine or from your tank, that is known as evaporation of the hydrocarbons. Or it cannot burn. Sometimes what happens, 100% combustion may not, some part of the hydrocarbon may escape. Hydrocarbons are washed out of the air when it rains and run into surface water. They cause an oily film on the surface and react to form secondary pollutants. So what happens is these vapors of uh, hydrocarbons, like I told, petrol, diesel and all, they go in meet in the air, and when they fall, they form like an oily film on the surface, water surface, and thus it forms the secondary pollutants, and it affects the marine life. Then particulates are small solid materials, like I was telling, SPM, suspended particulate matter. So particulates are small solid matter. For example, smoke particles from fires, bits of asbestos, dust particles, and ash from industries dispersed into the atmosphere. The effects of particulates range from soot to the carcinogenic. Carcinogenic means cancer causing. Effects of asbestos, dust particles, and ash from industrial plants that are dispersed into the atmosphere. Okay. Repeated exposure to particulates can cause them to accumulate in the lungs and interfere with the ability of lungs to exchange gases. See, what happens is asbestos, especially, if it is indoors. Nowadays nobody have. In earlier days, people used to have them on rooftops. But this asbestos, when the dust comes, it will get into your lungs, and then in the lungs, it will inhibit the exchange of gases in lungs. What we do, the air we breathe, we retain the oxygen and leave away the carbon dioxide. This gaseous exchange ability will be reduced because of the particles. These suspended particular matter, or we call that RSPM, respirable SPM, so suspended particulate matter. And lead is a major pollutant, which was actually, this is earlier days. Now I think in petrol bunks what you buy, it is almost lead-free petrol. So what are the effects of air pollution now? So it has effect on living organisms, it has got effect on plant, it has got effect on material also. I think you know this famous Taj Mahal case also. So living organisms, let us see. Prolonged exposure to air pollutants can break down natural defense of the body, causing or contributing to disease such as lung cancer, asthma, chronic bronchitis, and emphysema. So what happens, especially this air pollution, it deals mainly with the respiratory things like lungs. So what are the problems with lungs? It can cause cancer, it can cause asthma, breathing problem, or chronic bronchitis, inflammation of the throat, lungs and all. Chronic exposure causes a condition similar to bronchitis. So suspended particles aggravate bronchitis and asthma. So if you inhale, especially, I don't know whether I observed, if you go and stand near a traffic signal in a city and all, you will get irritation and problem in respiration. Okay, because we stay in Karwar, this campus and all, we are not exposed to much pollution here. Exposure to these particles over a long period of time damages lung tissue and contributes to the development of chronic respiratory disease and even cancer. So long-term exposure, that leads to cancer basically. And what is the effect of air pollution on plants? When some gaseous pollutant enter leaf pores, they damage the leaves of the crops. So it is not only damaging humans, it is also damaging leaves of crops. Chronic exposure to the leaves to the air pollutants can break down the waxy coating that prevents excessive water loss and leads to damage from diseases, pests, drought and frost. So what happens if there is a chronic exposure, continuous exposure over a long period of time, then the coating on the leaves that gets damaged, and then this water which is there in the plant that will be lost to the atmosphere, and then it will invite disease, it will invite pest, drought as well as frost. Now materials you know very well. Air pollutants break down the exterior paint of car and bikes, houses, everywhere. Okay, all around the world, air pollutants have discolored irreplaceable monuments like Taj Mahal, historic buildings, marble structures, etc. Okay, now having seen this impact of air pollution, let us look at the control measures, how we can control. One is prevention, and then second is effluent control, means after the emission is there, we will treat it. That is not effluent control. One of the effective means of controlling air pollution is to have proper equipment in place. This includes device for removal of pollutants from the flue gases through scrubbers, closed collection recovery systems, through which it is possible to collect the pollutants before they escape. Okay. Use of dry and wet collectors, filters, electrostatic precipitates, etc. So what happens? These are about industry, like industry, when power plant is there, the fly ash is going. So there is something called ESP. The dust is collected here. Okay, all the minor dust is collected. Similarly, you have got scrubbers also. The scrubbers, dry and wet scrubbers are there, so that whatever this suspended particulates are there, matter is there, that is all collected. Then providing a greater height to the stack means chimney, can help in facilitating the discharge of pollutants as far away from the ground as possible. So you have seen chimney, they are very tall. Why? So that these pollutants don't harm the people who are staying in the close vicinity of the plant. Industries should be located in places so as to minimize the effects of pollution after considering the topography and the wind directions. Especially in cities, industries should not be located, they should be located out of the city. So this even now let me discuss about pollution from your bikes also. This was about industrial pollution. In our bikes also we have got something called exhaust gas recirculation technology, EGR technology. Okay, so we are trying to reduce the formation of NOx in our bikes. Okay, that is why you can see exhaust tech. You see there will be a catalytic converter also in your bike. If you go through your bike manual, you will find there is a catalytic converter also. So we have control measures not only in industries but also in our automobiles also. Okay, that is how we are able to meet now the emission norms, Euro norm 6, which are implemented in this country from April 1, 2020. So this was about air pollution. In our next discussion, we will see about